Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We are going to do the long-awaited Q&A today. I'm so excited. Thanks for being patient.
Look at this little cutie. She's so cute. Look at that face.
She's like posing for the camera.
You're so spoiled. You're so spoiled, honey.
So we asked you guys to send us your questions via Instagram. If you don't already follow Lennon, you can find her at Lennon the Bunny. And we got over 100 questions, so I'm so sorry if we don't get to yours. It's just that it would... Oh, Jesus. Now she's grabbing my keys. It's like having a permanent 2-year-old. Are you happy you did that? Are you happy you did that? So sorry if we don't get to your question. It's nothing personal. It would be impossible to answer every single one. So let's get started. So Tad the Rabbit asks, what does Lennon like to eat the most? Favorite veggie, treat, type of hay? Love your videos, by the way. Thank you, Tad the Rabbit. Yeah, she loves her orchard grass and she loves her veggies. And fruit is like crack to her. She loves banana, blueberry, apple. Holly Yellow asks, will you ever get a friend for Lennon? If you're ever in London, I'd love to meet. Thank you for asking that question. Yes, I would love to get Lennon a friend. I think there's this huge misconception that I'm never going to get her a friend or a partner, and that I'm not aware that rabbits are social animals. I'm actually fully aware of this. Unfortunately, I'm not in the position to have another rabbit in my apartment. There's some legal reasons behind that. As you guys know, Lennon is an emotional support animal, and by law, you can only have one emotional support animal in your dwelling unit. And not just that, but I think people tend to overlook the bonding process sometimes, which can be a little complicated. Rabbits don't automatically get along when you put them together in a room. Bonding can take time, and especially finding the right rabbit can take a long time. And so I want it to be done correctly and professionally, probably through a rescue or something. I live in like a 300 square foot studio. Because Lennon is a free roamer, it does also make things a little difficult because the entire apartment is like her territory. And Lennon is really, really territorial. She has been around other rabbits in her territory before, and it hasn't gone very well. People tend to write really mean comments and messages about this, but you know, it'll happen in due time, and she's not gonna like die if she doesn't get a partner like in the next 5 minutes. So she's still relatively young, and it'll work out, so just bear with us. Yes, I know I'm not a replacement for a rabbit, but as you guys have seen in our videos, I try to do my best to make sure that she's living a great life. I do really like to socialize her. I take her to Hoppy Hour, which is where she can meet other bunnies in a neutral territory, and she has had some play dates with other bunnies before. It's really a matter of, you know, fixing my living situation and also finding the right match for her. Tumblr Girl 23 asks, can you wash rabbits? If yes, then do you wash Lennon? P.S. Love you both much. Kisses from Latvia. I don't wash Lennon. Rabbits don't need to be bathed. They groom themselves meticulously, and they're very, very immaculate with that. That's why they don't smell bad at all. The only reason it would be acceptable is if maybe you have a special needs bunny and they can't clean themselves down there. You can use like a damp cloth to wipe them down. Make sure you're using warm water. Some of the risks involved with bathing your rabbit are hypothermia, anxiety, heart attacks. So yeah, it's not recommended really. Fountain Valley Rabbitry asks, how old is Lennon, and do you know what breed she is? She is beautiful. Thank you so much. So she was born, I believe, like the last week of December. So she'll be 3 this December. She's a little over 2.5 now, and she's a Havana mix. And if you look up Havana bunnies, they're usually all black, upright-eared bunnies, and they tend to get overlooked a lot because people, they really want Holland Lops and other breeds. But yes, and then she has a lot of white spots on her body, so that's how we know she's a mutt. So Maddie Draw Stuff asks, what are some funny things that Lennon does? By the way, love your vids. she's hilarious when she begs for food. She like gets up on her hind feet and she just like has these puppy eyes, and oh my god, it's so hard to say no to her. But she's smart. She knows what she's doing when she's begging for food. And then another funny thing is she loves to dig in her blankets and stuff, and it's just so funny. It looks like she's like organizing something or like making a bed. Olivia Civiletto asks, how did you get Lennon to be so comfortable being held? So I guess, I don't know, I guess because I've had her since she was 6 weeks old, and I've just really conditioned her to feeling, you know, okay about being handled. She is quite tolerant of that, as you've noticed in our videos. But at the end of the day, she's still a rabbit. She's a prey animal. So, you know, I can't really hold her too long. She starts to get fidgety. But yeah, rabbits, they feel the most comfortable and the most powerful on the ground. And so you kind of have to respect that. If you are having trouble holding your rabbit because they're being really fidgety and stuff, you really want to make sure you're comforting them, you're caressing them, and that you're holding them properly, because if you're holding them improperly, that's when they tend to want to jump out of your arms and stuff because they don't feel secure. So that's really key. I do have a video on some tips on how to hold your rabbit. You can check that out. Kimberly asks, where do you get all of Lennon's accessories to keep her so fashionable? Bows, flower crowns, etc. Can't seem to find any for my fur baby. So 99-cent store, I've said that before. Usually the beauty aisle where there's like, you know, hair ties and hair accessories. And then her flower crown that a lot of you have seen, I got that at H&M actually. It was on sale for $1 and I just kind of resized it to fit her head. But just remember that not every bunny is going to be okay with wearing things. You really want to respect that. If you notice they're uncomfortable, don't force it. With Lennon, it's really short term. It's for photo and video for the most part. Lexi Kid Raoul asks, how did you come up with the name Lennon for your bunny? When I got Lennon, I was told she was a boy, which turned out to be false. But I named her after John Lennon because he's a great musician. And when I found out that she was a girl, I just kept it because I just figured this is you, this is who you are. Why would I change your name for the sake of gender norms? I'm very gender neutral in that sense, so I just kept Lennon. Charlotte21 asks, how long did it take you to litter train her? Probably like 2 weeks before she started getting it, and then after I got her spayed, it just completely solidified everything. She was just like immaculate with her litter habits, so that really, really helped. Because before that, she was still having like accidents here and there. Mayor X asked, how did Lennon get so comfortable traveling with you to the store, to the beach, etc.? I'd like to travel more with my bun. Any tips? Again, I guess I've just been doing it so long with her that she just loves the wind on her face. She loves being in a shopping cart, and she loves the attention she gets from people. She wants to be pet by the public. It's almost, you know, she just like sticks out her little head and she just wants people to pet her. So she's a huge diva in that department. But not every bun is going to be okay with that. Again, I have to stress that because, you know, if you have a rabbit that has a lot of anxiety, or they're very shy, or maybe they come from an abusive background, you really don't want to subject them to that sort of circumstance. That's just the way that I've raised Lennon. You know, I would never take her somewhere where she's obviously going to be in danger, you know, like a dog park or something. I think you have to kind of discern, okay, what is acceptable, what's not acceptable. I usually like to take her to like stores that are pet friendly, or where the staff is going to be okay with her being there. You know, I just don't believe in like sheltering your rabbit from every single thing, including the sun. That's just me, but I know I can't please everybody. So I know a lot of people don't agree with that philosophy at all, and that's okay. I would never encourage you to do it or tell you to imitate me. So yeah, and I don't really I know it seems like we go out a lot, but we really don't. It's really not that often. Tiff Frazier asks, what started the videos? That's a great question, so thank you for that. Basically, when I first got Lennon, I was just so proud of her. And I was so proud of the fact that she was a free roamer and that she used a litter box and all this stuff. And I just wanted to share it with the world and share my experience with people. It's kind of like one of those proud mom things where you show everyone your kid's picture. And not just that, but I just felt like there wasn't enough content on the internet about rabbits, especially videos. Instructional videos that just were like straight to the point, you know. Basically, you know, I put up my first video, tips on living with a free roam bunny, and it got a few thousand hits, and it kind of motivated me to keep going, and it just turned into a form of advocacy, really. I just wanted to create more positive imagery of rabbits as great animals in a household, kind of like dogs and cats. You know, I just didn't think they should be treated any differently, you know, because they have such a bad reputation. And so I just wanted to like normalize them a little bit more. And that's pretty much it. Kuroho asks, does Lennon menstruate? And if so, how do you keep your apartment unsoiled during her time of the month? She does not. She is spayed and we don't have any issues in that department. Lucas6 asks, do you ever get frustrated with Lennon? Sometimes, yeah, I'll like walk through the door and something will be destroyed. But you know, it's my fault if that happens. It's not hers. It's just like a lesson learned each time to bunny proof better or to not leave something in her way that she has access to. So yeah, I really can't be mad at her for that long because they don't fully understand, you know. Lulu Love Bunny asks, what is Lennon's favorite thing to do? Eat, sleep, poop, and be pet continuously 24 hours a day. She has a great life. Mary Catherine J asks, did Lennon ever have aggressive spurts, increased digging, nibbling during maturity? Wondering if these are normal signs or red flags for permanently aggressive behavior. So just to clarify, there's no such thing as a permanently aggressive rabbit. For the most part, everything that is learned can be unlearned, but it's important to remember that, you know, rabbits' teeth grow continuously for the rest of their lives. And so that's where that inherent need to chew and gnaw on things comes from. So it's really key to provide them with 24-hour access to hay and good chew toys. And as long as you bunny proof, you really shouldn't have a lot of problems in that area. And then remember that when you get your rabbit spayed or neutered, you're going to see some of that aggressive behavior dwindle down a little bit as well. Because a lot of that behavior stems from hormones and wanting to mark their territory and things like that. Nikki the Rabbit asks, did Lennon ever have babies? No, she never had babies and she won't because she's spayed. Muffin Lop X asks, how long did it take for you to bond with Lennon? Probably a couple weeks into her staying with me, we started to understand each other, and those were like the first stages of our, you know, relationship. And it took a few months before things started to flourish a little more and we started really solidifying our bond. You know, it's a matter of really spending time with your rabbit. And then it really helped once Lennon was a free roamer because there was just no boundaries between us. There was nothing separating us. We were just completely sharing a space together. But yeah, I do have a video on how to bond with your rabbit, so check that out. So Furry Noses asks, what was the procedure to get Lennon approved as an emotional support animal? That's a great question. So the right way to do it is to go through a doctor, such as a psychiatrist or a psychologist/therapist, who can provide the proper documentation stating you need an emotional support animal for the condition that you have. I won't get too much into my personal situation just because it is a little private, but that's the right way to do it. So that's pretty much it, you guys, for our video. Our channel has grown exponentially in the last couple of months, so Lennon and I say thank you. Let us know in the comments below what you want to see next, and we'll see you later. Bye.